Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn Sales Navigator Strategist. I'm going to answer a series of questions in this video. They'll be in here with a table of contents on markers, so you'll be able to see where each one is. And I'll put the list in the description so that you can find the answer that best serves the need that you have now. But before I answer these questions, hit that subscribe button because I create these videos for you and I want you to be able to easily get to them. The first question I got is all about LinkedIn profile views. If I go to the home button or the IN and I click on who's viewed your profile, here's who's viewed my profile. Now the question goes, I have someone who's viewed my profile repeatedly. Are they really going to look at my profile all the time, or is there something else going on? Well, there is something else going on. I actually had this happen to me a few months ago. Every morning I'd come into LinkedIn and I would see that the same person looked at my profile every day. He showed up every single day. And I'm like, what's going on here? It went on for about a week. So I called him and I asked him, I said, are you looking at my LinkedIn profile every day? He says, no, I'm not. And I asked him to look at Chrome and see if he had my profile open in a tab or in a window. And sure enough, he had another tab open for LinkedIn that he just didn't go to, and that tab was on my LinkedIn profile. So every time he woke his computer up in the morning, Chrome would log in, LinkedIn would log in, and there was my profile view, even though he was working in LinkedIn in another tab. So it happens. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And it's not necessarily someone looking at your profile every morning. It's question number 2. What should you not say in LinkedIn messaging? Well, I think you shouldn't say anything in LinkedIn messaging you wouldn't say in any other messaging platform. I think what you should not say in LinkedIn is anything that you wouldn't say in real life. In the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie taught me, never criticize, condemn, or complain. That's a really powerful statement, which leads me to this answer. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain in your messaging. If you have something that you're afraid of saying in LinkedIn messaging, or you're concerned about saying in LinkedIn messaging, don't. If there's something that you think the other person really needs to know because it's going to be beneficial to them to know it, then I would recommend you share that with them in real life conversation. Maybe a meeting, a Skype call, a WhatsApp call, or a Zoom call, or a telephone call. And I would never talk about anyone else in a negative way in LinkedIn messaging. That falls under the banner of never criticize, condemn, or complain. Make the conversation in LinkedIn messaging such that you inspire the person to want to keep engaging with you and draw them deeper into conversations. Now, there's another perspective I have as well. I don't sell through LinkedIn messaging. Now, there might be a closed business action. Go ahead and schedule my calendar for us to get started, which includes a link to pay me. But don't sell in LinkedIn messaging. I see messaging all the time on LinkedIn that says, hey, I had the best widget ever. My widget smells better than everybody else's widget, blah, 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 blah. And that's selling, where I think those kinds of conversations should happen in real life, not through LinkedIn messaging. And by the way, remember what your mother told you, maybe your mother told you, my mother told me this, if you have nothing good to say, then say nothing. And I do a lot of that. I get messages back that I really, really want to slam that person for that messaging or that messaging content or whatever. And I just say nothing. And that was usually the best way to handle some of the LinkedIn messaging that you get, emails that you get. So don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Don't sell. And if you have nothing good to say, say nothing. If you like the ideas of what I'm sharing with you here, hit that subscribe button because I have a whole lot more coming on how to use LinkedIn as a business tool. Here's the next question. Does a LinkedIn profile view count if you don't view their entire profile? Now, I had to do some research on this to get the best answer. there really is no place in LinkedIn desktop where when you view a profile, you're not viewing the entire profile. Now, yes, you can have lists and you can have search lists and you can see people's names here. This is just a listing of names with the headline and the relevance to you. But the moment you click on these people's profiles, these links, you're going to go to their profile. Now, on mobile, specifically under networking, if you see this list right here, then when you click on one of these on mobile, I'll drop a picture here, it'll bring up view a partial profile, and at the bottom it says view full profile. That's about the only place I've seen where, again, when you click on someone's name or their picture, it does not bring up a full profile. So now, looking at that in that image here on the mobile view, looking at that partial LinkedIn profile, does it count as a profile view? I have not found the answer yet. I've sent a message to LinkedIn Help to ask them the answer to that question, but I do not know the answer. I could not reproduce it easily, and so I'm going to ask the question of LinkedIn Help, and then I'm going to come back to the Quora question, and I'm going to update that answer with the information I get from LinkedIn Help. I believe, this is just a belief, not fact, that looking at a partial profile on a mobile does not count as looking at the full profile. But I'll find out for sure and I'll let you know. And if you like the ideas I'm sharing here, please hit the subscribe button so I can give you more of this content on how to use LinkedIn and Sales Navigator as business tools. Here's the fourth question in this series that I'm going to answer, and that is, how do you update LinkedIn to indicate you are looking for a job? Now, the question was looking for a job. So here's some ideas. Number one, if you turn off your most recent experience and say, I no longer work there, I'm not present there, and I got a couple entries here, I'd have to change a bunch of them. If your current job shows that you are no longer there, that is one indication that you may be looking for a job. Here's a second idea that you can do using LinkedIn tools. Is in your top card, or what call the intro box here, you should have show recruiters you're open to work. Now, if you have that, then you can click on get started, and there's a couple options here. First of all, you can add specific titles that you're looking for. Secondly, you can choose the types of workplaces you're looking for, on-site, hybrid, remote, etc. The second thing you can fill out in the job preferences is your job locations for on-site. You can have up to 5 different unique locations. And the same thing for job locations remote, which I'm not sure what difference that makes, but you can have up to 5 different job locations for remote. Maybe that really covers the opportunity to do hybrid. You can choose when your start date is, flexible, I'm casually browsing, or immediately I'm actively looking. You can fill out the job types that you would choose. And by the way, just a suggestion, I would not minimize anything that's important. Internship might take you to a lower a compensation range, but don't discount opportunities to get started. And then you make a decision of who can see this. And so if you hit this down arrow here, you can say all LinkedIn members, which will put the green banner around your profile picture that says hashtag open to work. Or you can choose recruiters only, and then it's not a public statement, but it is only accessible to recruiters who are using the LinkedIn Recruiter application or license. So you can make the public decision or recruiters who are using LinkedIn Recruiter. And then once you make that decision, then you click add to profile, and now I can turn on email updates, so it'll send email messages to me for new jobs, job opportunities. I can turn on notifications for jobs and messages on LinkedIn, so I actually get the notifications in the notification window. Turn that on or off, and then update the settings here appropriately, and then you close this down, And now, if you look on my profile, which is only visible to me, and in the case I just chose, recruiters, it's going to say open to work for corporate trainer and sales training roles. So those are that's the open to work option built into LinkedIn. I'm going to give you one more option of how do you update LinkedIn to show that you're looking for a job. Here's probably the most powerful way. Decide clearly on what work you want to do and where you want to do it, what kind of companies you want to do it for, and then start conversations with the right people in your LinkedIn network and engage them in a discussion regarding your project at hand, which is to uncover job opportunities in those kinds of companies doing that kind of work. Because it's the conversations that will get you the best possible results. Yes, open to work on LinkedIn, and yes, turning your job off, and maybe if you want to, I'm not a fan of that, write open to work in your headline, not a fan of that. All of that could help. However, the best way to let LinkedIn know you're looking for a job is through conversations with the people who play in those companies or work in those companies, maybe in those departments, maybe doing the work that you want to do. Because those conversations are going to uncover opportunities, and they're going to uncover better opportunities than simply listing yourself as open to work on any social media platform. I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. If you like these answers, you like these ideas, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you.